The fact that I am even coming on the internet to defend Nicholas is crazy. But I'm going to do so anyways because I'm going to stand on business about what I believe in, at least. Hey y'all, it's Geek, aka Ali. I am a social and media commentator. No, I don't have any credentials. I'm just a yapper like you guys that's putting a label on it. Let's jump right into this video, shall we? I am hearing too many people say that Nick did Cierra like Taylor did Olandria. And I don't know if I necessarily agree with that fully. To an extent, I do. And let me explain. First of all, Taylor was never forthcoming in telling Olandria that he did not find her physically attractive. Nick has always stated that he found Cierra physically attractive. So that's one thing that I feel like it's not comparable at all. Second of all, Nick has always expressed, even after the whole Casa Amar recoupling with Nick and Cierra, that he did care about Cierra, that he missed her. When he was about to get dumped, what did he admit? That the first thing he thought about was Cierra, right? When it came down to Taylor and Olandria, Taylor literally told Nick to his face that he had more of a connection with Clark in 24 hours compared to what he did with Olandria within that last week before Casa Amar. Not comparable. Taylor told Olandria that he was still open to exploring things with her for days until the whole milk challenge. Therefore, it had Olandria thinking that they could still potentially have a chance. Nick closed off with Cierra, right? Right after Casa Amar, pretty much, because he thought that, because of his ego, really, and he didn't want Elan to explore anything with Cierra. So, not really they're comparable either. But this is where I do think that they're, to an extent, I can understand where this argument's coming from. When Nick did close off with Cierra, we did see for several episodes, it did not seem like he was putting in a lot of energy towards Cierra. It seemed like he was giving her the bare minimum, right? And then when they had that conversation about what closed off meant, that, at least to the audience, solidified exactly how he felt in that situation. He liked Cierra, but he wasn't sure if it was going to work out outside the villa. Kind of the same with Olandria and Taylor. Taylor wasn't giving Olandria the same energy even when they were coupled up, right? It seemed, at least to us, once again, how it was edited, that he was giving her the bare minimum. So when it comes down to everybody's now present couples, Taylor and Clark, Nick and Olandria, you do see the clear difference of how they're treating their now couples compared to how they treated their former couples, right? Obviously, Taylor closed off with Clark within a week of knowing her because he truly liked her. He didn't feel that way about Olandria. And obviously, when it came down to Nick being closed off with Cierra, but opening himself up, staying in a villa, and pretty much still wanting to explore things with Olandria those last few episodes and outside of the villa, there's obviously a clear difference there as well. So, once again, Nick treated Cierra a lot better than Taylor treated Olandria, in the regards of obviously still finding her physically attractive, still finding her to be a safe space, but one could argue using her and closing off with her because he didn't get a chance to genuinely explore things with his quote-unquote first option, which was Olandria. And Taylor kind of leading on Olandria when it came down to saying that he was still willing to explore, when he knew for a fact that he absolutely was leaning more towards Clark, and then once again closing off with her a few days after the Mel Challenge. So although I can understand the comparison, I still think that there's a fundamental difference between the way that Nick still treated Cierra even after them being closed off to the way that Taylor treated Olandria even before he closed off with Clark. Penny for thoughts.